Star Wars has big plans for the future, and The Mandalorian will be a big part of them. So the question is, will the new Mandalorian and Grogu movies make the same mistakes as The Force Awakens? There are many such questions among us fans of this marvelous universe, but we have found something about The Mandalorian and Grogu movie that is to come out in 2026. Want to know what it is? Let's get started. Din Djarin, played by Pedro Pascal, and his cute little friend Grogu are getting their movie called The Mandalorian and Grogu. Din and Baby Yoda, as Grogu, have been loved by us ever since they first showed up in the Mandalorian series in 2019. Now, only 4 years later, Lucasfilm has announced that these well-known characters will be appearing in movies for the first time. We saw Din Djarin take on a new job at the end of The Mandalorian Season 3. He used to only be a bounty hunter, but now he works closely with the New Republic. This change makes way for exciting new experiences that the next movie will show. The big reveal at the end of Ahsoka's first season that Grand Admiral Thrawn, one of the smartest Imperial commanders, is back in the main Star Wars galaxy. Couldn't have happened at a better time. This makes it possible for The Mandalorian and Grogu to be in an exciting big-budget movie. Don't forget about May the 22nd, 2026. That's when The Mandalorian and Grogu's movie launch is set to happen. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker comes out in 2019, so it's been a long time coming. People are excited. It's said that filming could begin as early as June of 2024. Now, what fun news! This new story looks like it will be mind-blowing. They are now in charge of Mandalore, but the problems are far from over. To get around in the space, Din Djarin and Grogu will have to deal with new dangers and exciting adventures. Now that Grand Admiral Thrawn is back, the stakes are higher than ever. Our heroes will have to be at their best to beat these powerful enemies. One of the show's brilliant minds, Jon Favreau, is hard at work on the writing for Season 4. At this point, we know for sure that Din Djarin and Grogu will be back. There are, however, likely to be other famous faces as well, such as Bo-Katan Kryze, the Armorer, and maybe even the mysterious Grand Admiral Thrawn. A lot of talk has been going on about how characters from Ahsoka Season 1 might meet up. Ezra Bridger and Hera Syndulla can show up. That could be a big deal for Ahsoka Season 2, which might even be about Ahsoka Tano and Sabine Wren's adventures in the faraway world of Peridea. Things will start to make more sense as we learn about Ahsoka Season 2. Din Djarin and Grogu are making moves in the world of Star Wars. They're taking the spotlight off the original Jedi heroes and becoming the new faces of the series. Don't worry, Grogu is still killing it with the Force. When we talk about joy, the idea of crossovers with characters from Ahsoka Season 1 is causing a lot of talk. We have a lot of ideas about Hera Syndulla and Ezra Bridger might fit into the story of The Mandalorian. If these people do show up, it could set up some big plots for Ahsoka Season 2. The mysterious planet Peridea might be explored by Ahsoka Tano and Sabine Wren. Now that would be a great journey to watch. However, Din Djarin and Grogu are making their place in the Star Wars story. They're not focusing on the famous Jedi anymore, which gives the series a new look. We don't know what exciting scenes we'll get to see next because Grogu's Force powers are still working. He doesn't want to become a Jedi and instead wants to focus on his Mandalorian roots with his foster father. They will still have Jedi friends to help them even though he's leaving the Jedi, so the famous heroes will still be a part of the story, making it feel like a classic Star Wars movie. It's a big step for Star Wars to focus on characters who are not Jedi like Din Djarin and Grogu, but it makes sense because everyone loves them. The Mandalorian has shown that the Star Wars world is full of things to discover besides the Jedi and the Force. Many people like the show, which shows that they want to see more of this huge world. As new movies and TV shows about The Mandalorian and Grogu come out, it's clear that fans can look forward to many more exciting adventures with these two. People all over the world are deeply moved by the bond between Din and Grogu, and their journey is just starting. Disney knows how famous they are and wants to give their fans what they want by expanding their story. Disney is making it clear that The Mandalorian is an important part of Star Wars in the future. Disney recently shared a highlight reel that makes The Mandalorian stand out. It also makes Frozen and Avatar stand out. Images of Din Djarin and Grogu show up while the voiceover talks about ideas to the past and the future. This suggests that they will play a big part in what's to come. We should talk about the powerful duo that made The Mandalorian and what it means for DC and Star Wars. Disney just recently said that The Mandalorian was their most watched original show of 2023, even though Season 3 got mixed reviews. This shows how much people still love the show and how much it changed the world of Star Wars and other worlds as well. What could The Mandalorian and other Star Wars movies learn from the mistakes that have already been made? Remember the movie The Force Awakens, which came out in 2015 and brought back Star Wars after a long break? The prequels were not very well received, which gave Disney a big problem to solve. The Force Awakens didn't take any risks. Instead, it stuck close to the story of the first Star Wars movie. There were some changes, like how Han Solo's death was similar to Obi-Wan's, but the story as a whole felt too familiar. The movie played it safe to please as many people as possible and stay out of trouble, but it didn't bring anything new to the table. Remember these lessons for The Mandalorian and other movies that are coming out soon. Not playing it safe is not going to keep the Star Wars magic alive. They need to be brave and original. It can make a big difference to bring in new ideas and take chances, as fans will be excited to see what comes next. There were many good things about The Force Awakens, but there were also some things that the movie might have missed that would have made it truly amazing. The movie did very well at the box office with huge crowds and lots of money. However, it mostly stuck to the rules and didn't push them as far as it could have. Now that we are looking forward to The Mandalorian and the movie, there's a real chance to make things right by combining old favorites with new ideas. Since a lot of people really like The Mandalorian, it's easy to stick with what you know and not take big chances. Disney and Lucasfilm may want to play it safe and stick to what worked for The Mandalorian. People who already like the band might be interested in this method, but it could lead to a pattern that is easy to spot. If Lucasfilm just copies what made The Mandalorian so popular without adding anything new, the movie might feel too familiar and lack creativity. This is where The Force Awakens teaches us something. That movie did well, but it didn't do anything new. People felt safe and at ease with it, but it didn't surprise or even push them. Lucasfilms needs to try new things to make sure that The Mandalorian and the new movie leave a lasting impression. This means making the plots more interesting by adding surprising turns and action scenes that keep us on the edge of our seats. It should be the goal to go beyond what we've seen before, whether that's through shocking character changes, cameos, or new storylines. What are you expecting from this new Star Wars movie? Do share with us in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed watching the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And thanks so much for watching.